Hello everybody, it's Kenneth from the Archives here with another video delving into our collections and looking at local history. We're often asked what was the university area like before the coming of the university. So today I thought it would be interesting to delve into some of the maps in our collections and have a look at how the campus area has changed over time. We'll start off by looking at this map from 1776. This is William Crawford's map of Dundee, and it's the first really accurate map of the borough. Now, looking at it, you immediately get an idea of how much smaller Dundee was. It was really clustered around the city centre and that body-like street pattern and the shore, with a bit extending off towards the Hilltown area. So, very different to today. But if we look at the area where the university campus now is, we'll see even greater change, because basically there's very little there. And of what is there, most of it has now long gone. So Westport, obviously the Westport survives today, but most of these buildings have long since been removed. Bellevue House, Westfield, again, these have long gone. If you look at the bottom right, you will see a sign saying hospital. And this was the location of the old town hospital. Now, hospital in this sense doesn't really have the same sense as we would apply the word today if we were talking about Perth Royal Infirmary as a hospital or Nine Wells as a hospital. No, this was more a sort of charitable almshouse type place where, according to the records, decaying burgesses were maintained later in life. So it was still a very notable building, and it's now roughly where the DCA and St Andrew's Cathedral are. The one building that is part of the university campus today that is on this map is Hawkhill House, and we can see that over in the top left of the map. And that now, of course, is home to our museum services and is a very welcome reminder of this older period. We'll flash forward now to 1846 and one of my favourite maps of Dundee, and a favourite with many of our visitors, Charles Edward's plan of 1846, which shows the borough as it was and also improvements then in progress, some of which didn't come off quite as the map suggested they might have done. Now obviously you can see the area Dundee covers has got much bigger, we've got far more docks, we've got the coming of the railways, and basically the city has ballooned. And the key thing here is the Industrial Revolution, of course. And we get a good idea of how much the town has expanded westwards if we look at the campus area, because now there are plenty of buildings on what will become the university campus and around about, and buildings that survive to this day. We've got a number of new streets, including South Tay Street and Park Place. Now Park Place at this point is mainly a residential street and had a number of villas in it, including those where the Scrimgeour building now stands. Why was it called Park Place is a question we get asked, because it's not a park roundabout. Well, basically it comes back to the old town hospital that we were speaking about, because these were the parklands of the hospital, and Park Place was built on those lands, and hence it gets the name Park Place. What else can we see here? Well, we can see some things that are important to the campus of today. Now, crucially, we have Whiteley's just on the Nethergate there, these four houses. And it was these four houses, pictured here, which would be bought in 1882 and converted into the first University College buildings. And of course, this is now where the Tower building stands today. If we go across Smalls Wynd, we see Union Mount and Ellen Bank. And these would become University College buildings and are still University of Dundee buildings in the early 20th century, originally being home to the library and the Students' Union, now used for teaching and office purposes. So we've got those buildings. What else have we got? Well, we've got St John's Free Church there. And that would also become a founding building of University College. St John's Free Church moved, University College bought it, and it was the original College Hall until it was demolished to make way for the medical school. We also see Belmont's house over there, which stands where Duncan of Jordanstone's buildings now are, and Airlie Lodge. Now, of course, Airlie Lodge is long gone, but Airlie Place would be built on that site, and that's where it gets its name from. So we are starting to see things we recognise. The shoreline has also started to move out slightly, and it would move out even more dramatically as a result of the black line we see there, because that was the Dundee and Perth Railway, and it was the building of that, and then later the building of the Tay Bridge approaches, that helped push the shoreline out in this area. We're going to flash on now to a map from the late 1880s. We've now got University College in place, although looking at it, it's much smaller than the University campus of today, really clustered around those original buildings I was talking about. We also do have the one purpose-built building, which you can see just at the back right of the college, and that was the Carnelli Chemistry building, which was the first original built building, although over the years it has greatly increased in size, gaining an extra wing and an extra floor, for example. Airlie Place is obviously present, as is Airlie Terrace. Now, Airlie Place has survived in its university buildings. Airlie Terrace is where the Students' Association would be built. We can see St John's Free Church had actually moved. You can see that it's now on the corner there of Perth Road and what was then Magdalen Yard Road, what's now Rosangle, and it's survived. It eventually became, due to mergers with other churches, Rosangle Church, then Rosangle Rye Hill Church, and is now Dundee West Church. You can also see that several other buildings which you might recognise today are still around, such as the Queen's Hotel. The circus behind it has not survived. Also, look at the massive railway track we've got there, because these were Dundee's really big railway yards, and Dundee, of course, was quite an important railway centre in the 19th century. Now, there's a lot more I could say about the development of the campus, and we've got a lot of campus maps, but we'll save that for another video. So in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe, take care, and we'll have another video chat soon.